At her birthday party, my girlfriend got tipsy, clinked her glass, and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "This is my boyfriend, pays the bills, buys the gifts, follows me around like a dog, but still thinks I'm actually in love with him." Her friends laughed. When I got up to leave, she smirked and said, "Don't be so sensitive. You know you'll come crawling back anyway." I didn't say a word, just walked out. This morning, her mom showed up at my door, begging me to call her back. Throwaway for obvious reasons. Those who know me would recognize this story in a heartbeat. Some men learn about betrayal slowly. A text message here, lipstick on a collar there. The lucky ones never learn at all. Me? I got a public announcement with witnesses. Primetime television couldn't have scripted it better. I'm 38, been with Jennifer, 34, for 3 years. I'm a professional chef with my own restaurant that's finally turning a profit after years of 80-hour weeks and pouring every penny I had into it. Nothing fancy, just solid food in a neighborhood spot that now has regulars and weekend reservations, booked a month out. I work hard, come home with burns on my arms and smelling like the kitchen, and sleep like the dead. Simple life, and I liked it that way. Jennifer is an architect at a prestigious firm, always dressed impeccably, perfect nails, the kind of woman who turns heads when she walks into a room. When we first met at my buddy's wedding, I couldn't believe she gave me the time of day. 3 dates in, I was hooked. 3 months in, she had a key to my place. Looking back, red flags were flapping like they were caught in a hurricane, but I was too blinded by what I thought was love to notice. We never officially moved in together. She kept her apartment while spending most nights at my house. She always said she needed her own space for when she had to work late or needed me time. I respected that, even though I was paying for both places. Her birthday was last Saturday. I'd spent weeks planning it. Booked the private room at Vincenzo's, her favorite Italian place, not mine. I could have hosted at my restaurant, but she always complained about mixing business with pleasure. I invited 20 of her closest friends, arranged for a custom cake with that fancy gold leaf shit she likes. Dropped $3 grand easy, but hey, that's what you do for someone you love, right? The dinner was going well. Good food, plenty of wine flowing, everyone laughing. Jennifer had been knocking back Aperol spritzes since we arrived. Not sloppy drunk, but definitely looser than usual. She was sitting at the head of the table, me to her right. Her work friends Megan and Taylor were there. A couple guys from her yoga class, her sister Chloe, some college buddies. Then came time for toasts. Her best friend Jade went first, telling some story about their college spring break. I went next, kept it simple. Told her I loved her and was looking forward to many more birthdays together. People clinked glasses, sipped their wine. That's when Jennifer stood up, glass in hand. I thought she was going to thank everyone for coming. Instead, she looked around the table with this little smirk, then put her hand on my shoulder. "This is my boyfriend, Reed," she announced, squeezing my shoulder a little too hard. "He pays the bills, buys the gifts, follows me around like a dog." She paused for effect, scanning the room, "and still thinks I'm actually in love with him." The table went quiet for about 2 seconds. Then her friends, her fucking friends, started laughing. Not everyone. Her sister looked mortified, but enough people laughed that it felt like the room was closing in on me. I must have had a look on my face because Jennifer rolled her eyes. "Oh my God, it's a joke," she said, but there was no warmth in it. I set my napkin on the table and stood up. Didn't say a word, just grabbed my jacket from the back of the chair. "Where are you going?" she asked, annoyed. Like I was ruining her night. "Home," I said quietly. Didn't want to cause a scene, just needed to get out of there before I said something I'd regret. That's when she hit me with it, loud enough for the entire table to hear. "Don't be so sensitive, you know you'll come crawling back anyway." She said it with such certainty, such dismissiveness, like it was established fact. Like I was some trained pet who'd always return no matter how badly I was treated. I didn't say a word, just walked out, drove home in silence. No radio, no calls, just the sound of tires on asphalt and my own thoughts spinning like a hurricane. What the hell had just happened? More importantly, why wasn't I more surprised? When I got home to my house, not huge but mine, with a decent backyard and the deck I built last summer, I poured myself 2 fingers of bourbon and sat outside. 3 years of memories suddenly looked different in retrospect. The constant comments about how my hands were rough, how I always smelled like food, how she could never take me to meet certain friends because I wouldn't get their conversations. The way she'd roll her eyes when I talked about the restaurant. The jokes about finding someone more sophisticated. The mysterious late nights at the office. I wasn't an idiot. I knew she loved the lifestyle my growing success provided more than she loved me. But I guess I thought that would evolve into something real over time. What a fucking joke. My phone blew up for a while. Texts from Jennifer ranging from angry, way to ruin my birthday, to defensive, it was just a joke, to pleading, baby please come back. I silenced the notifications, but didn't block her number. Wanted to keep a record of everything in case things escalated. Sunday morning, I woke up with clarity I hadn't felt in years. I gathered everything of Jennifer's in my house. Clothes, makeup, jewelry, the stupid exercise bike she bought and used twice, and packed it all neatly in boxes. Took me about 3 hours. I placed her tea on top of one box and loaded everything into my truck. I drove to her apartment. She'd given me a key when we started dating, and I still used it occasionally to drop things off or wait for her when she was running late. I let myself in and stacked all the boxes in her living room. Then I wrote a short note. Consider this me not crawling back. Your rent is paid through the end of the month. After that, you're on your own. Left my key on top of the note and walked out. By Sunday afternoon, my phone was blowing up again. Jennifer must have gone home and found the boxes. I knew because she texted me a photo of them stacked in her living room with the caption, "Really? This is how you're handling things?" The text turned frantic. Calls every 5 minutes. I didn't answer. Instead, I called my lawyer, explained the situation, and asked him to draft something officially ending any financial obligations I had toward her. Called my bank and removed her as an authorized user on my credit card. Changed the passwords on all my streaming services. I'll admit Sunday night was rough. I've built my life around being a reliable guy. The one who shows up, who follows through. Walking away from a 3-year relationship, even a deeply flawed one, felt like failure. But every time I wavered, I heard her voice in my head. You know you'll come crawling back anyway. Like hell I would. Monday morning, I went to work as usual. Buried myself in prep work, menu planning, staff scheduling. Told my sous chef Marcus what had happened. He nodded, said, "She never deserved you, boss," and that was that. No drama, no pity party, just understanding and moving forward. This is why I prefer the company of people who work in kitchens. There's an honesty there that I've always respected. Monday night, Jennifer escalated, started posting on social media about how someone was having a midlife crisis and throwing away the best thing that ever happened to him. Her friends commented with support, calling me toxic and immature. I blocked them all on social media, but still kept her number unblocked on my phone, just documenting everything without responding. Tuesday was more of the same, except she started using mutual friends as intermediaries. "Jennifer's really upset, man," texted my buddy Chris. "Maybe hear her out?" I explained what happened. He didn't text again. This morning, Wednesday, things took a turn I didn't expect. I was getting ready for work when someone knocked on my door. I opened it to find Jennifer's mother, Susan, standing there looking distraught. Susan's always been kind to me, treated me like the son she never had. She's the one who first told me my beef bourguignon was the best she'd ever tasted. Seeing her on my doorstep, eyes red-rimmed from crying, nearly broke my resolve. "Reed," she said, her voice cracking. "Please call Jennifer back. She hasn't eaten in 2 days. She's a mess." I invited Susan in, made her some coffee, and gently explained what had happened at the birthday dinner. Her face fell as I spoke. She said, "You just walked out without reason," she whispered, looking down at her coffee cup, "that you'd been acting strange for weeks and then just left." I wasn't surprised Jennifer had spun the story. She was never one to take responsibility. "Susan," I said, "I cared about your daughter. Probably still do if I'm honest. But I can't be with someone who has such little respect for me, who would humiliate me in front of her friends and then expect me to crawl back." Susan nodded slowly. "I understand," she said finally. "I raised her better than this. I'm so sorry, Reed." She left soon after, hugging me tightly at the door. As I watched her drive away, I felt a weight lift. Even if Jennifer never acknowledges what she did, at least someone in her family knows the truth. It's now evening on Wednesday as I write this. Jennifer has been escalating all day. She's had her sister call my brother, her yoga instructor email my sous chef, and based on my home security camera installed after a break-in last year, she drove by my house twice. I haven't responded to anyone. The silence feels powerful in a way I never expected. Tonight, I've been sitting here thinking about dignity, about self-respect, about the difference between being reliable and being a doormat. For too long, I confused the two. Not anymore. To anyone who's been in my shoes, someone who gives and gives until there's nothing left, who accepts scraps of affection as if they're feasts, I hope you find the strength to walk away. It hurts like hell at first, but there's peace on the other side. Trust me on this. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. Maybe more flying monkeys sent by Jennifer, maybe the beginning of healing. Either way, one thing's certain, I won't be crawling back. Not today. Not ever. Update. 3 days later. Quick update since a lot of you asked. Yes, Jennifer is still trying to contact me. Her tactics have shifted from angry to remorseful. Yesterday, she sent a handwritten letter delivered by courier. Who does that anymore? I read it. She claims she started therapy and realizes she has attachment issues stemming from childhood trauma. Maybe that's true, but it's not my problem to fix. Several people asked about financials. Yes, I've protected myself. My lawyer sent her an official letter outlining the end of any financial support. The apartment lease is in her name only, though I was voluntarily paying it as a gesture of support. The car is mine. She has her own. I've documented everything in case she tries to claim we were common law married or some shit. Her sister Chloe actually reached out to apologize for Jennifer's behavior. Said she was mortified by what happened at the birthday dinner. Apparently, she's been telling Jennifer for years that she treats me poorly. Good to know someone in her circle has a conscience. Oh, and for those asking about revenge, living well is my only plan. Started hitting the gym again, reconnected with friends I'd neglected, even signed up for a specialized pastry course I've been putting off. Turns out having an extra $3,000 a month, what I was spending on Jennifer, opens up a lot of possibilities. We'll update again if anything significant happens. But honestly, I'm hoping this is the last chapter in this particular story. Final update, 2 weeks later. This is probably my last update on this situation, as things have mostly settled down and I'm ready to move forward. The biggest development, Susan, Jennifer's mom, invited me to lunch last weekend. I was hesitant, but agreed. She apologized again for her daughter's behavior, and then revealed something I hadn't known. Jennifer has a pattern of this. Her last 3 relationships ended similarly, with her taking advantage of successful men and then acting shocked when they eventually had enough. I love my daughter, Susan said, but she needs help I can't give her. Turns out Susan has been encouraging Jennifer to get therapy for years. The letter about starting therapy was just another manipulation tactic. Jennifer finally stopped trying to contact me after her mother's intervention. According to Susan, she's now telling people I was emotionally unavailable and she had to end things for her mental health. Classic rewriting of history. But I honestly don't care anymore. To the guy who commented that I should have called her out publicly at the dinner instead of walking away. Maybe you're right. But dignity isn't about creating drama. It's about knowing when to refuse to participate in it. I walked away because that's what felt right to me. I've been on 2 dates with a woman I met at my pastry class. Taking it extremely slow, but it's nice to talk to someone who actually asks questions about my day and seems interested in the answers. After years of one-sided conversations with Jennifer, it's refreshing. The best part of all this? I sleep better. No more walking on eggshells. No more checking my account balances with dread. No more pretending to be someone I'm not to please someone who was never pleased. Some of you called me a king for how I handled this. I don't know about that. I'm just a guy who finally decided his self-respect was non-negotiable. If that makes me royalty, then I guess I'll take the crown. Thanks again for all the support. It helped more than you know.